Women empowerment where? Hell no.
So then the natural question is, who's lying? Yeah, who's giving the bad advice? Who's the fraud?
I'm going to let you in on a secret you probably already know about. Sport has been thought through. The ends are not behaving like exposed electrical wires. Do you know what I mean? So when I say set the hair properly,
Another example is someone like Indigenous Strands. She has got to having extremely long hair, as we all know, because she doesn't mind having thinner ends. She's perfectly fine with her ends. Now, if I was prioritizing only length retention and no health whatsoever, then I would never ever trim my ends. And guess what? I'd probably be at tailbone length already if I did that. But I'd say that my focus is around about, let's say, 60% length retention, 40% healthy hair root to tip. So I do still trim my ends. Again, that does not mean that Indigenous Strands is wrong in what she does. Of course not. It just simply means that I want the ends of my hair to still have some thickness to it.
let the style become what it was meant to be. Going to let you in on a secret you probably already know about.
So I want to know what's the click? What's the what does it take to be in this group? Because when she says a secret, all I can see is the mirrors. All I can see is the competition. All I can see is the eavesdropping. All I can see is something that another person's not supposed to be able to see.
Sporting an effortless natural hair doesn't mean zero effort at all. Because the ladies whose hair always looks soft and done and put together and pretty, all while looking easy, are usually not doing less than you. They are in fact doing more than us. Just in
I love the face that she makes. They're in fact doing more than us. It's like she's almost happy, so happy that, you know what, I know something. And the truth is, they're doing more than us. And so, are you going to have that same vibe throughout their whole hair journey? And it's like, okay, well, women who do more than us, who is us? Oh, okay. See, she's trying to win people on a particular side. I guess this is the women who are doing a lot, putting a lot of care into their natural hair versus the women who aren't putting much care in it at all. What does this mean? Is it care or is it the actual styling part? The reason why this is a really interesting topic is because there's been a lot of talk about, also men and their preference in women with natural hair. And one of my things is I believe that Black men and other men like natural hair. I just think that it needs to be presented in a way that is appealing.
private with high maintenance routines. They're doing the most on Saturday night on wash day so that on Tuesday morning they can look in the mirror and act like they just woke up like that. Effortless hair is prepaid. So I'm giving you the private habits to look low maintenance every day. Some of these are extra. Yes, some of these are.
So effortless hair is also prepared. Or she's saying that those women who are posing about it being effortless are actually preparing it. So now she's going to incorporate what she does as a minimal effort to get the effects that she wants out of her desired hairstyle.
Slightly ridiculous, yes. Some of these even sound like a woman who's doing too much. And my response is yes, but look at the results. That is the whole charm of this idea. And these literally.
It's a lot of like, I don't know why I want to say jargon, but it's like, it's effortless, but it's going to be a lot of work. Like, okay, interesting.
I think the actual goal here is for this person to be able to mimic someone's routine who has it down packed all in one day and completes the routine in one day and it's very low maintenance and mother friendly. I personally just don't like their style of trying to obtain that information.
require only a few minutes at a time, and so they're doable even by the busiest of us. The first habit, and honestly one of the biggest, is to set the hair
We have to stop at the stop sign. We have to stop at the flag. Like you saw the flag, and that race flag says it all to me. That is about the competitiveness, and it's like everybody is racing. It's almost like they're about to hit 40 and haven't had kids yet, and everybody needs to reach this goal, or their biological clock will expire without them being able to fulfill their greatness. So I think that that's interesting because it kind of sums up how I feel um, about the way these ladies are acting, breaking their neck to find out answers. These women, you know the saying that they say that they would kill to have this and kill to have that. Well, they might not necessarily get to the killing part, some of them, but some of them probably would try. I wouldn't. Um, Breaking their necks to hack people, breaking their necks to do this, breaking their necks to do that. It's all a figure of speech, but some of this stuff is actually real, and you need to be careful about the level of competition that you're bringing towards certain people.
properly after wash day. On wash day, I had to put this first because this is where effortless hair is
So I have an Amazon account, and I always seem to feel like my Amazon account is being hacked. It's like as soon as I look up a product or buy a product, it's like that's the next subject matter. And it's like, oh wow, magic, it's really working like that. I don't think so. I think somebody's kind of barged into my information. And so that's another thing. Wanting to be the teacher and never wanting to let anybody know that you're actually a student, that you're actually learning from other students, that you're actually learning from other people who could potentially be teachers. And for me, you know, you got to be able to be more, adjustable.
manufactured. Not in the morning, not in the car, not in the office bathroom with a spray bottle and a wash. On wash day, if we go to bed on half dry hair, half defined hair, half decided hair, we are basically scheduling chaos for the rest of the week. A lot of us sell out.
Okay, so here, I personally have been doing this. I've been doing this actually for a while, but I've actually really been doing it with purpose now. I don't do all of my hair at once. And I just want everybody to know who's a beginner, who's not as experienced with their natural hair, or someone who just has difficult times with their natural hair. Don't be discouraged if it takes you 1 day or 2 days. Now, I don't think that you should go to bed with your hair wet because that can create a moldy and weird smell. I guess I would know if I tried a variety of things, but it doesn't really take much. Your hair can be just a little damp, and you can get kind of a, you know, type of damp smell. So don't be discouraged though. I like to take my time with my hair. If that's what you need to do, that's important. And I'll tell you why that's important. It's important because when you rush to do your hair, that can cause mechanical damage as well. That can alter the health of your hair. It is not healthy to be in a hurry and be in a rush to do your hair. It's not healthy to try to get through things swiftly when you have kinky, 4C hair, especially kinky 4C hair.
Our hair until it looks decent enough to stop.
Foam, I did a video previously about foam because that was kind of like one of the last things that I was talking about that I put on my I was talking about Nairobi, I think that's the brand. And I had been using foam. I saw a hair video from a lady and I saw her using it, and this wasn't just for, you know, a wash and go. Because this particular picture, it looks like a wash and go, but I don't think she did a wash and go. I think she did braid out. Sometimes we're not always using the particular products that are going to make it as easy to do. It just depends on what your goals are.
And then we hand out tomorrow's self an administrative crisis.
Everybody's not using the same products. And that's what I mean about learning how to do things in a variety of ways.
The ladies whose hair always look gorgeous are the ones who finish the job on wash day. The twists are fully dry. The braid out has actually set.
Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. If you don't finish your hair in one day, you're not the gorgeous one. This is someone that's pressuring you to meet their goals and their deadlines for their benefits, while they then take complete credit for your work.
You don't have to feel rushed either.
Even like exposed electrical wires. Do you know what I mean? So when I say set the hair properly, what I mean is
Also, about the exposed electrical wires, that's actually what got me into this video in the first place because I know I took a picture and it was like right after I took a picture and I had like the ends of my hair exposed and they're just kind of straight, which you can see earlier in this video. That's one way that I wore it, but sometimes I wear it with like the little bun and then I'll have it kind of spiked out in the back with the straight ends. And that's just a reflection of me experiencing my own natural hair. That doesn't make my hair any more irrelevant than the next person's hair or hair type. So I've just experienced something. Maybe I've experienced something more than once, more than someone else. Maybe it was the similar outcome with different experiences. You don't know anybody's hair journey by just guessing and looking and criticizing them. So if you have straight ends, you have a different mission. On top of that mission, you probably have the exact same missions that these other ladies have as well, because it doesn't change the fact that you still have kinky hair. The ends are just not as kinky.
complete the whole process. Dry the roots properly, right? Finish the sections properly. Let the style become what it was meant to be before you start living in it. I woke up like
So, like I said, that's not necessarily feasible for everyone. Everyone, especially newbies, for everyone, it's you're not going to be able to just do your hair in one day. It takes time. That's why it's called an experience and a journey. It takes time to learn. And there's so many people you could learn from. These older ladies, maybe they're not as old as me, they're having a difficult time too. Don't be tricked into believing, don't be fooled, don't be vulnerable, don't be naive into believing that these people are not having a difficult time as well. Don't feel like they're not trying to, you know, figure out who's doing what even when it's not being posted. People are going to the extremes, like I said. They're going to extremes of hacking, eavesdropping, throwing devices in people's homes. And I'm just saying that, but I'm being absolutely serious about what people are doing to try to get knowledge about this. And then some people will make you feel less than because their approach is almost like they're better than and they're the teacher and you don't know what you're doing when in reality they're learning too and they're peeking around the corner and they're trying to see and they're listening in and they're doing a lot of um, real strange things to get some information.
this hair is actually built on wash day. And that leads us to the second point, which is this. Design your hair for day 5, not just day 1. This is where our entire routine gets smarter. Most of us style our hair for wash day, for that mirror reveal, for when we finish it and we go, right, we've done everything, done is freshly washed, every twist is in place, every line is crisp, everything is looking brand new. But that is not the real test. The real test is what our hair looks like after sleep, weather, back and forth and running errands.
So for me, I feel like there's two tests here. There's a test of you actually getting through your hair, on wash day. That's a huge test. And even when you break it down and you do it over the course of maybe 1 or 2 days, that's also part of that test. But then also when you go out and how your hair reacts to the weather. That's also a test. So you're learning that, season by season, most of your problem is going to be in the summertime because that's going to be where the sweat is and the humidity is. Outside of that, the winter, you probably aren't going to have as difficult of a time.
And life and friction and the simple audacity of just existing in public for several days. So if
And also, that is another process of learning. A lot of times, we don't have time to just think things out, especially when you're busy and you're working, and especially if you're going through a lot more things in your life um, that are outside of the normal things that go on in regular people's lives or things that are in addition to that. So maybe, you're subtracting here with your problems and something's adding there, just the way that it all happens is different for everybody. Now, the thing about the weather in your hair, I had a very interesting moment the other day. I wore my hair kind of down like this, and I was like, I couldn't make it any further into the car because it was completely hot. And I was like, oh my gosh, no. I had to put my hair up completely. Now, I've lived for a long time and I've had my natural hair for a long time. And you would think, oh, well, maybe you would know that. But no, actually, it was like a piece of wool sitting on the back of my neck, though. So I had to readjust for the weather. That's completely normal. And as you get used to it and you practice more and more, it will just like be natural to you. It'll be like second nature.
we want effortless hair, we cannot style only for wash day reveal. We have to style for the decline for the rest of the week.
You can also see how she might have blow dried it. You can see the ends though. The ends aren't completely straight, so that doesn't necessarily look like she flat ironed it. But what I wanted to say was that this person seems like they're kind of throwing their wand at people and telling certain people you need to be able to finish your hair in one day because that's what goes with my hair routine. And if you don't do that, then you're not in the pretty girls group. If you don't do that, then you don't know what you're doing and how you're doing it. And kind of like really looking down on you so they can get what they need out of something. That's the vibe that it gives me. And I think that that's a bit rough to throw at people because you need a routine for to mimic off of or whatever the situation is why you would make somebody feel that type of way or it's just a competitive nature saying that if one person doesn't do it the way that I do it can't even finish in one day then they're not doing what the pretty girls do. Well, who said there was one type of pretty girl?
More controlled roots then look airy and free and bouncy in the first hour. A shape that helps our hair sit in the most flattering angles for our faces. This is one of the most important mindset shifts for natural hair, especially type 4 hair. We're not making our hair for a photo shoot. We are trying to make our hair survive the entire week or survive.
So this is where I feel like the competitiveness is. This is what I'm talking about. The fact that on one of my posts, I did do like a little personal mini photo shoot. And, I like that type of thing. I'm in the fashion world. You might not be able to tell, but, when it's time, I do what I need to do. So specifically targeting people that are in other industries, I don't really think that's a good idea. And this is not the first person that I've seen do this. I've also seen Sindal do the exact same thing, and they've all specifically mentioned something that has to do with the fashion industry. And I think that's interesting. Interesting. I think that's interesting, and it's kind of like, why are you doing that? What's the issue with the fashion industry? Why are you targeting people that are in the fashion industry and that are there? So that says a lot. You are deliberately targeting someone, and I think that that deliberate target is me, if I do say so myself. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And who wouldn't want their hair to look good like a photo shoot? Like, who's really debating that? Like, nobody says, oh, you know what? My hair looks like I just got out of a photo shoot. Let me go back inside and do something different with it. Like,
the entire month, however often we wash our hair. So when we're styling our hair, we need to choose a style or series of styles that would take us from wash day to wash day. Next is doing
and I do get what she's saying also. You also need those flat styles, those basic styles,
a
but you
full
also have to
shape
have
setting
fun.
after styling. So like we discussed previously,
You don't want to always go outside looking like mama. Everybody doesn't want to look like mama. Some people have missed a lot of youthfulness in their life because of things, turmoil, setbacks, setups, that people have done to them. And so they might have a different vibe when it comes to their hair, the way that they style their hair, the things that they want to do to their hair. I understand creating certain styles so that you can make your life more easier, that's acceptable. But never having your hair in a way that's more appealing to me is going to be quite boring. I mean, some people have husbands, some people don't. The way that you deal with that situation and how you want to present yourself, that's all up to you.
style and finish your style on wash day. But we want to set the shape, especially if you're going to wear your hair out. There's a difference. When styling, consider, pinning the front or flattening one side or doing something, bending the back or lifting the crown or doing what needs to happen so that the shape continues to flatter us as it softens. We want volume where we want it to be. We want to train the silhouette of our style before the style ever debuts.
I also like the way that she says like silhouette, which is a very fashion type of word, but then you go to the debut. I don't know, is that a part of acting or something like that? Um, well, I just think that it's interesting how people say certain things, but cut off certain things at the same time.
This is the sort of thing that can look almost silly in practice, right? Clips everywhere and bits pinned and all.
Another thing that's interesting is that is a silk scrunchie. Somebody in the fashion industry probably thought that was a really good idea because of the particular material that it was made out of. And so that's interesting. And also, someone who really cared about the health of people's hair also thought that was a really good idea. So I think you should just be careful about the people that you target and what industries you decide to target and why you're targeting them.
Odd directions, a shape that definitely looks suspicious before bedtime, but in the morning the hair falls correctly, it frames the face
So we're
exactly
just going to
how
go ahead
you
and end
like
it
it to be. And
here.
suddenly it looks naturally effortless because you've put the hair where you want it to go.
Concept.